Hey everybody, it's Deanna, and I wanted to do this video outside during my lunch break today, but it started to rain. And it's raining again now, so you may hear rain in the background. Unfortunately, I am not a rural Monroe, and I cannot control the weather. I wish. But anyway, I was thinking about how I work so freaking hard. I work too hard. I'm not going to get into it here, but I do too much. I do too much. And I've mentioned before dealing with burnout and feeling burned out. And this has been a busy week. I'll say that. It's been a busy week. But anyway, about a year or so ago, I was watching one of Rashida Dow's and Stephanie Perry's videos. They've done so many, I can't remember which one exactly it was. And they both are the co-founders of the Exodus Summit. That is a group that encourages Black women to live easeful lives overseas. And for any Black women watching this, I encourage you to check their pages out. I will link to them in the description. But anyway, so they were talking. And I can't remember how this came up, but Rashida had said that she does not want to work. She wants to live like Peg Bundy. Peg Bundy from Married with Children. Margaret, aka Peg, aka Peggy, maiden name Wanker. Yes, her maiden name is Wanker. And she's from Wanker County. Bundy. And that cracked me up. And it's cracking me up now because me too. I want to live like Peg too. Peg, the thing with Peg is, Peg does not lift a finger and she does not care. She does not care. She is lazy and proud of it. In a later season episode of Married with Children, she slipped on a bonbon, bumped her head, got amnesia, and Al had tricked her to being the perfect housewife. And Marcy, who was her frenemy, next door neighbor / frenemy, was trying to convince her, snap her out of it. And she called her the laziest bitch in Chicago. And Peg would see that as a compliment. Peg is proud of it. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't care. She doesn't feel any guilt or shame about it. In the earlier episodes of the show, they tried to make Peg seem like she was trying to do something. She heard Al coming home in the pilot episode. She was on the couch with a cigarette in her mouth and watching TV, bonbons, everything. And she heard him coming home. She got up and act like she was cleaning all day. But in the later episodes, once they established her character, she wasn't doing that. She did not care. Her 9 to 5 was loafing on the couch all day, watching Oprah and Donahue. She did not care. And that was her couch. She even had a butt dent on the couch. When she was out of town and Kelly had a guy over and they were making out on the couch and the guy put his cigar out on the couch and burned the couch down, Peg called because she said she felt her butt was burning. She's definitely at one with the couch. She pops bonbons, she watches trashy talk shows, she shops with Al's money, the little money he makes, and she feels no shame whatsoever in it. And I think we should all aspire to be like Peg. There are times when I feel so much guilt for using my weekend to rest, because I do so much during the week. So when the weekend comes, all I feel like doing is sleeping and doing absolutely nothing. But then the weekend goes by so fast and I feel, I haven't accomplished anything, I haven't written anything, I haven't edited a video, etc., etc. But I have, my time is finite and my energy is finite. And I need to look at it as not being lazy, as not as looking at it as not getting things done, but look at it as I'm taking the time to give my body a break, a much needed break. And on the days I oversleep, even though I set multiple alarms, I look at it as my body is telling me that I need more rest. That's how I've been rephrasing oversleeping now. Yeah. And Peg, anyway, back to Peg. Peg was played brilliantly by Katey Sagal. And the show, Married with Children, is trashy, it's vulgar and ignorant, but it's one of my favorite shows. It's so funny because it's so irreverent. They don't care. They don't care. Everything, it's balls against the wall. They don't care. And I know Al can say some really ignorant stuff, but people are cheering Al on because he talks back to the, not for what he says, because he says some ignorant stuff, but it's the fact he's talking back to the customers, period. He's not taking he's not taking crap from customers. But the way society and reality is set up, customers can be rude and nasty and horrible, and we're told to smile and take it. But Katey Sagal, I remember hearing two different versions of how the Peg persona came to be. One I heard was that because she's a singer, she's got a beautiful voice. There are a few songs of hers I love, and I'll link them in the description. And she was pursuing her singing career, and she did not want to be recognized from for the show, not knowing the show was going to become a hit. So she said she'd wear a wig to disguise herself a bit. In the earlier episodes, her hair was her natural brown color, but then once the show kept going on, her hair got red and it got bigger and bigger, and it was just like, psh, it was a character of its own. And also, Peg was supposed to be Roseanne Barr. Slob, stained clothes, and I'm glad that they didn't go that way with Peg. And Katey wanted to jazz it up a bit. So she was wearing slinky clothes, off the shoulder tops, loud gaudy jewelry. And she had that walk she did. She had that walk she did. And I heard because she's wearing really tall stiletto mules, and it was helping her to balance. And that's where that walk came from. And so it was part making the character sexier and part a disguise in, from the earlier years of the show's run. And she went from making a character supposed to be a slob to this icon, this pop culture icon. And as I said earlier, like, she embraces not doing thing. She's popping bonbons all day and spending hours like the 2 cents an hour makes at the shoe store. And one episode, she had taught the girls at Kelly's school how to be a housewife, which involved, as I said, sneaking money out Al's wallet and ordering pizza. Oh, that's another thing. She is capable of cooking and cleaning, but she does not want to. And she'll deliberately mess things up so he won't make her do it. I remember in an earlier episode, I think it was a pilot episode, that she made Al bad coffee. But she made good coffee for Mercy and her, saying that she keeps the good stuff for them and she gives the bad stuff to Al, so Al won't make her do it anymore. Yeah, she doesn't care. She does not care. And I bring that up because, as I said earlier, there are times I feel guilt that I haven't got anything done on the weekend, even though the weekend is so short, it goes by too quickly, and there's only so much I can do in the weekend. And I've already worked a lot during the week, and my body needs a break, my mind needs a break. And if I don't do anything except sleep until noon and look at my phone and scrolling nonsense or watching some shows I recorded during the week that I didn't get around to watching during the week, so be it. And I can't let myself feel guilty about that. And I've said that, honestly, I wish I had the time to do nothing but edit videos and type Substack posts. Yeah, I started Substack late June, so I think it was almost 3 weeks ago. Yeah, 3 weeks ago I started it. Feels like I've been on longer. I'm going to get into that in another video, but yeah, I wish I could do that all day. type of Substack post and edit videos, because I mean the video editing process is it's long, but once it's done and out there, I feel so accomplished. And there's also the NAP ministry with Trisha Hersey, and I love her teaching so much, and I've read her book Rest is Resistance, and I encourage Black women who are watching this video to check it out. And I know someone's going to say, well, what about white people? I'm addressing from who I am. I'm a Black woman. I'm a middle-aged Black woman. Yes, I'm in my 40s, contrary to popular belief. I am in my 40s. And that's what I'm addressing. I'm addressing Black women. If you want to address your people who match your identity, you can start that page to address people who are your race, your gender, your age, etc., etc. But I'm going to address what I feel like addressing on my page, and address who I want to address on my page. And I remember in her book, she was mentioning her grandmother, her great-grandmother, and she would say that she was resting her eyes. She would close her eyes, and she was resting her eyes. And I catch myself doing that a lot more too. Like if I feel I need a bit more sleep, and I'll close my eyes for a second. Even though I'm working on my morning pages, but I need that bit of sleep. I was just say, I'm resting my eyes just for a second, resting my eyes. Yeah. And the thing is, I don't get. I was always talking about how ugly Peg was and how she was hideous. Well, I don't need to get his eyes checked because Peg's got it going on. And as I mentioned with Katey Sagal, sexing the character up more, you know, I'm looking at her like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? He needs to look in the mirror talking about ugly. And he needs to take a shower too. Al's a mess. Al's a mess. There were the few times that Peg did work. She did work. She got a job at a clock shop. I can't remember how the episode ended, but I do remember seeing a clip from that. And someone came in and he asked if they sell clocks, and she said, no. There are clocks all around the wall. She's being sarcastic. I'm thinking, fool, do you not see the clocks on the wall? Why are you asking that question? Oh my God, customers give me a trip sometimes, I swear. Do you sell clocks? Oh, and the clocks all over the place. And there was another one, she got some Mary Kay type job. And she appeared to be making money and was bringing in these big checks and everyone was happy. But all she was doing was taking Al's checks and writing checks to herself. So they were not making any money. They were not. And there was the episode when Peg did not finish high school. And of course, the bunnies had a field day with that, clowning on her and laughing at her. So she had to go to summer school, and she was in class with Kelly and Kelly's friends. And the one guy who was not there because he was failing, but he was there because he was skipped ahead and all that jazz. So they had a home ec project to get, so they can, Kelly could go on to the next grade and Peg could get her GED. And Peg made a good-looking Peg made a good-looking rack of lamb. It looked good. I'm like, how often do the bunnies have food in their house? And she left it out, and Al ate it. So Peg stole Kelly's green Jell-O to use as her home ec project so she could graduate and get her GED. And then she always dispensed garbage advice, in his mother knows best tone. She convinced Kelly that she could hang out with her friends in summer school, so it would not be that bad. And then 2 seconds after the fact, Kelly's like, hey. Even though she played a character who's loud and obnoxious and tacky, Katey Sagal, her outside of that character, she comes out as very introverted, very earthy, very thoughtful in her words. And I read her memoir, Grace Notes, a few years back. It's really good. I recommend it. I liked how she had a different chapter for each of her kids. And I remember her mentioning that when she was a kid, she was in Girl Scouts, and they had a type of show and tell to introduce themselves. And she played her guitar and sang to introduce herself. And they liked it. But then the next Girl Scout session came, and she tried to do that again, and the troop leader said no. So she did not last in Girl Scouts too long. And I think about the ways that kids are forced to conform and to be identical and to remove any type of individuality. And that goes on into adulthood too. We all have to conform, and we have to be something we're not to get through the day. And it's ridiculous. But I definitely recommend that her memoir, Grace Notes. And Sarah Tomlinson, she wrote a book. I read it. I have to put the title in the description because I can't remember it off the top of my head. She co-wrote it with her. So, but yeah, I definitely, and she has come far from playing Peg Bundy. She was in Sons of Anarchy. I did not see that, but I've seen clips of it, and whew, such a 180. And also she was in Eight Simple Rules, and that was the anti-Peg. She played a mother who was very loving and caring and kind. There's one scene, she's holding one of her daughters, she's running her fingers through her daughter's hair. Just very gentle and very motherly. And Katey Sagal has definitely proven that she deserves her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And when she received it and she was doing the speech, instead of looking to the audience, she was looking off to the side and talking to the side the whole time, because she was not addressing the camera, she was addressing the people who were there live. And that's what she was talking to, and who she wanted to reach out to. So yeah, definitely, she is such a great actress and a great singer too. Songs of hers I like Daddy's Girl and You Can't Hurry the Harvest. Those are good songs. And Peg, I remember Peg would sing a few times on the show. Sometimes she'd hum to herself. I remember she and Kelly, they had their mother-daughter singing duo, the Jugs. Lord have mercy. Yeah. But we can all take inspiration from Peg Bundy. She does not, as I said, she does not care. She does not care. She's loafing around the couch. She feels no guilt or no shame if she's staying on the couch 24 hours. Eating bonbons. That's probably the only reason time she gets up to do anything is to get the bonbons from the freezer. And as I mentioned earlier, she slipped on bonbons. I'm gonna where she got that food from, because at that point the Bundys didn't have food like that. They didn't have money like that. Slipped on a bonbon, fell, bumped her head, got amnesia. And Kelly comes home. Kelly and Bud come home, and Kelly says, "She has Indonesia." And the only thing that woke Peg up was Al's feet. Oh God! And why was I doing this as if I could actually smell it from a TV screen? A fictional show. He took his shoes off and his funky feet, the holy socks, and she popped like, she's like, whoo, whoo. Oh God. Man, we could take inspiration from Peg Bundy. Especially me. I'm going to say me. I'm not going to say we anymore. I'm going to say I need to take inspiration from Peg Bundy, because on those days when I feel guilt for resting, I need to say, what would Peg Bundy do? Peg would not care. Peg would eat bonbons. If I had bonbons, it had to be sugar-free bonbons because I'm diabetic, as I've mentioned in my past health videos. But yeah, eat bonbons, watch trashy talk shows, and do absolutely nothing. If only I could do that for real. 24/7. Weekends will do for now. So if you're feeling you're doing too much, take some inspiration from Peg. What would Peg Bundy do? Not a damn thing. If you've liked this video and you want to hear more from me, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care, folks. Enjoy the rest of your night.